Oh, hey, there he is.
Let me join your call.
You're really quiet.
Manually said,
I'm like trying to figure out if he's fucking with us.
alright, is it
You're really soft. You're very quiet.
that any better?
No.
No.
No, it's worse.
I've increased it. There?
A
Say
little
something.
bit better.
Testing 1, 2. Testing
Your-
1, 2, 3.
Your quality, like, what
Yeah,
the
your
shit?
quality's dog shit now.
Oh, it's probably not using the right mic then.
Oh yeah, it's probably using your headphones.
Now he's gonna be like, "Whoa, fucking Leo!"
Yeah.
Welcome to the Good Games Podcast.
Jesus. Okay.
My name's James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Justin.
So for those listening at home, we're demoing something that you guys are going to see for our 50th episode. In that we are demoing, you're not going to see it yet, but we're demoing recording with video calls, so I can now see Leo and Justin's faces, and it's gonna be distracting.
I don't know. It seems more of like we're in
it's
front
good.
of each other talking.
Yeah, it's very
good.
personal. It's personal. Yeah, this is
Let's
good.
Get,
This
let's
is good.
Let's get personal.
Okay, let's do it.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Why
Yeah.
don't you show me yours?
Oh yeah, we got video calls now. We can do that. We can get real weird with it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So before this gets too weird, have you guys been playing Animal Crossing?
Oh, yeah.
Too much.
I like how Animal Crossing has become sort of the unofficial, like, it's the thing everyone is doing during this time period of self-quarantining and
Mm-hmm.
the response to COVID-19 destroying everyone's lives. Like there's articles out there that are like, here's 20 things you can do to stay busy at home besides playing Animal Crossing, and that's from
Yeah.
like Forbes magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, apparently during the entire crisis, Nintendo Switches have officially run out.
Yeah,
Just out
they're
of the blue.
really hard to find now.
Yeah. I was just looking for new Joy-Cons the other day, and I couldn't even find those.
Yeah, it's been Jess. She had Joy-Con drift, my wife, and thankfully we were able to find some Joy-Cons. But this was kind of before the whole lockdown thing started. Now it's like really hard to find.
I was the same way. I was having Joy-Con drifts for the longest time, and I've been meaning to take care of it. And like right around the time we started to work from home, like a month and a half ago, I went to like Best Buy and got one. And shortly after that, things went to shit.
I will say, public service announcement. I don't know if they're still doing it now, but a few months ago, if you go on and file a customer service ticket with Nintendo's website, they will accept Joy-Cons and replace them, no questions asked, if you have Joy-Con drift. Now, this was a few months ago when I did this, because my wife's sister has like played the shit out of her Switch. Like I went in and like looked at her hours. She had like 900 hours in Super Smash Brothers or something like insane like that. I was like, what the hell? Like what? How do you play this game that much? But anyway, her like Joy-Cons were like ruined. Not that she had like done anything. She hadn't done anything to them other than just play a lot. But she had like severe Joy-Con drift, and we sent her Joy-Cons in, and Nintendo replaced them like no questions asked. We just got Joy-Cons back a couple weeks later in the mail. But like obviously the drawback to that is you're without your Joy-Cons for several weeks.
Yeah.
I've also heard that a really quick fix is like, I haven't tried this, so I can't really endorse it, but there's a guy at work who had Joy-Con drift, and he just bought the joystick from the Joy-Cons you can get on Amazon for really cheap. Like, I don't know if it was like $5 or something for like two of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you just like replace them yourself or something.
I've contemplated doing that. I like to. I mean, I'm kind of like a self DIY guy, but also if I could get a full brand new replace
for free. and
Joy-Con
stuff.
for free.
Especially
I'm
now
gonna
that I
jump
have
on
a
that.
second set of Joy-Cons, so I can just send the ones that are shit, and then I'll have
This is
two.
probably the worst time to put in that claim. It's like, hey,
Probably.
I
Yeah.
know
That's
you're
what-
out of
yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
can I get a new one, please?
That's what I was saying. I don't know if they're still doing it, but a few months ago they were doing it, no questions asked. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're still doing it now.
And
but,
I need it because I need to get my Animal Crossing fix, man.
There we go. Let's steer this back into Animal Crossing. I was going to say, Justin, speaking of DIY, what do you
Ooh.
think of crafting being added to the Animal Crossing series?
Yeah.
I like it and I don't like it.
Okay.
Really?
I mean, I like it because it gives you a lot more to do in the game.
Yep.
Obviously Animal Crossing, gave you stuff to do, but a lot of the times it felt like you were just turning it on, visiting the island, talking to a couple people, doing a couple quests, and then at that point you were done. This, you feel like you can, with the DIY stuff, you feel like sort of a progression thing. But I'm sure a lot of people are bringing up most of this as the complaint is the items breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does get kind of annoying sometimes.
That's probably the worst part of the game. Your tools just break, and then you have to go gather these basic, the most lowest level components again to create the tools.
But then again, they do make it extremely simple. So it's like you don't need for the tools, you don't need the craziest you don't need the craziest ingredients to make the tools.
Right. Yeah.
But
a little tedious,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have a problem with the tools breaking as long as, two things. As long as there was some indication of whether or not your tool, like a health meter, like they have in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because you can tell if your sword's about to break or whatever equipment's
it
about
does
to break.
the glowy thing. It kind of shows you that it's about to go.
A, that, and then B, the way the crafting works is really tedious for a bunch of different reasons right now. First of all, if you want to craft, first of all, if you want to craft a second level item, there's multiple tiers of items. So there's for all intents and purposes, there's a shitty axe and a good axe, a shitty shovel and a good shovel. If you want to craft the good shovel, it takes a shitty shovel as a prerequisite for an ingredient to craft the good shovel. But you have to craft the shitty shovel every single time you want to craft the good shovel. It won't just let you craft the good shovel immediately. So that's problem A.
Even if you have all the stuff that you would need.
Yeah.
Yes. Problem B is that just crafting stuff takes time because you just have to mash through so many dialogue boxes.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so on that note, that's kind of the only problem I have with the game as a whole. So I think I totally agree. It's specifically really tedious with the crafting system, but as a whole, navigating dialogues and waiting for little animations when you go in and out of buildings or these, they kind of irritate me in an otherwise really kind of casually super chill game. And it's well, now I want to craft this thing and I have to go to 3 different menus, wait for them. It's
Yeah.
you just want to rush it along.
Yeah. This game definitely has a UI problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I would absolutely love, please, if they could patch this into the game, is if I need to craft multiple of something,
bulk crafting.
can I fucking
God's sake.
tell it to
God.
make 5 instead of having to go through each
But
and
I
every
wonder
single.
I wonder if this is a specific thing, they're kind of trying to make a statement, because it's kind of the Japanese way of doing everything the same process every time, this, everything's needlessly complex, but there's sort of a zenness to the fact that it is extra tedious, and maybe that's what they're trying to do with Animal Crossing.
Maybe,
Let's enjoy the process of repeating the same item over and over.
They're trying to stretch it out a bit. They're just saying I don't know, just take your time and just enjoy it, man.
I have to burn an incense and kneel down as I'm playing Animal Crossing and making the same goddamn shovel every.
I feel like this is just an oversight in the UI because
Probably.
some things, okay, because if you talk to what's her name, the turnip lady on Sunday, she's like, how many turnips do you want to buy? And I'm like, what? How do I not get this option for literally anything else I want to buy? Because anything else, if you want to buy it in bulk, you have to just mash through. You have to mash through the dialogue to buy things multiple times. It's crazy. But for some reason, I can buy turnips multiple. What? Why is this the exception? Like
That's true.
the most tedious thing is if you want to buy multiple like Nook tickets or Bell
Oh
vouchers,
God, that's
you
the
just have to
worst.
mash through that
Oh my
dialogue, and it's
God.
like, oh my
Because you can
God.
only buy one of those at a time,
Yes,
right?
I want to
Yeah.
buy
Yeah.
5 or 10 or like 100 at a time.
Well,
Like,
and
Yeah.
the store says like, oh well, you can choose one or buy in bulks of 5. Like at least, like, I
but
mean,
only on some items. Like,
Yeah,
not
only
yeah,
on
every
like
item.
only on the
Yeah,
cabinet items, pretty much.
yeah,
yeah,
right. That's weird. That's a very odd part of the game.
yeah. And to your point about just like a lot of like cutscenes and like the most the most awful offender of that is playing multiplayer when somebody comes to arrive at or leave your island.
Oh
There's
my
this
God.
lengthy cutscene where like, oh, they fly in the plane and here they come and they arrive, which looks cool the
Oh
first
my God,
time.
they're landing.
Yeah, which is cool like the first time
Takes
you see
forever.
it, but like the 15th time you see it, you're like, yeah, I fucking know. Please let me skip this. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
and I mean that. I guess that'll lead me to another, slightly negative point for me of the game. That it's overshadowed by a lot of the good things, but the whole net play experience as a whole, really, that the whole connection process takes forever.
Yeah.
And then I can't. Okay, I have one friend in the game.
mhm,
James, thank you for
yep.
being my friend.
Oh, you're
In
welcome.
order to get to the point where we were friends, we had to like in real life plan out this whole thing in advance. We had to get calendar invites. We had to call each other. We had to. All right, I'm online. You're online. Okay. We had to find it. Like, why is it so
And they had to
complicated?
open the
This is
gates.
I was
Open the gates.
I think this is less an Animal Crossing problem and more of a Nintendo Switch online infrastructure problem.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like it's Nintendo like going like, oh, we have online stuff. Like, ooh.
yeah, they still haven't figured out how the internet should work. I don't know. I think this is a problem rampant with like any Nintendo game you try to play online, not just Animal Crossing.
True.
I feel like if the Switch had a good chat system or like good, I don't know, just online infrastructure. If the online infrastructure was good, this wouldn't be a problem in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, and it's and too like visiting someone else's island. What do you do other than like, here, I got a bunch of shit for you. Take a tree.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, like my wife and I have been doing it a lot. We do it like almost every other day, but basically all we're doing is just trading items back and forth.
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's probably the most
and
practical thing.
and yeah, that's really the only thing you
Yeah,
can do.
but I'll be honest. If it was easier to just log in, see my friends that are online, and then just like pop in, right? Just
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah,
as long as you have some settings set, friends are allowed to pop in. I would
yeah.
just come by to everyone's island like every day and just check out what they've been doing, check out what they've been building,
Right.
see the changes and stuff. But they make it so tedious that like I never want to, I can't
It's
even.
just yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, this game just has like a bunch of like annoying settings problems that I think they could easily fix. Like I think there should be an option of when I open Animal Crossing, like please keep my gates open. Because like the
Yeah,
default is gates are closed, and anytime you start up the game, gates are always closed. Like I want the default to be gates open. Like let my friends visit whenever they want.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, there's just a bunch like bulk crafting, just mashing through dialogue. Like there's
And
just
also,
a bunch of like little small things that they could probably easily fix.
and like also the being friends thing. Like, can my friends list that's already integrated into the Switch, into like
Hmm.
my account, can
yeah.
that
That's
like
Why
merge
can't I
into
see
Animal
you
Crossing?
guys? I know that's the most annoying thing because like
You
I see
can,
like you can.
yeah, you can actually, but the problem is those people have to have their gates open.
That's
So
that's what
it's
I'm
really
saying.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want
Oh
to be
yeah,
able
where
to
you can like
just
search all
see
my friends.
people.
Yeah,
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 exactly. And you can, those people just have to have their gates open. So
Yeah,
they
and
have
then
to
once they
be,
visit, and
yeah,
then you
yeah,
can
yeah.
make them your best friend on the thing, and
And
then
the
yeah, yeah,
gate
yeah.
the gate
it's like,
being open is a really a manual switch. It's not like
Exactly.
an option you can have set all the time. Which
I
is,
want to start up the game and have my gates already be open. Yeah,
yeah,
and I'll close them manually if I need to instead of the other way around.
yeah.
yeah,
Now, all that
Yeah.
being said,
Hmm.
as a whole,
Yeah,
logging into the
we've
game.
done a lot of complaining about this game.
yeah.
that
Fucking
is
Animal
that
Crossing.
is probably
God.
my biggest complaints, and it's easy to bring them up
Yeah.
because they are very much there,
Yeah.
like every
Yeah.
game session. However, There's a lot to this game I really, really enjoy.
Yes, overall, I enjoy Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah.
By the way, this is like my first Animal Crossing game.
Yeah,
I
you
am a
mentioned-
newbie to Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Is it same for you guys?
It kind of is for me. Like I played the other ones, but only like a tiny bit. Never really got too deep into them.
Mm-hmm.
This has been like my first like I'm into this one kind of Animal Crossing.
I'm an Animal Crossing veteran, I would say. I'm deep, deep into the crossings. I mean,
he knows the crossing lore.
Well, at least one. The GameCube Animal Crossing. I think it was the first one.
Yep.
My how old were we? I don't know roughly. I don't remember how old I was, but my sister is 4 years younger than me, and I was just trying to play, like Smash Brothers and like cool games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, GameCube sucks, like whatever, too, for a while, and then she was like, I just want to play like, with my Barbies and then get Animal Crossing and be all casual. But like I was the only one with the GameCube, so she would like steal my video game time to play Animal Crossing. And so of course that forced me to play it. And I liked it a lot. What do you think?
I played the GameCube
as your first Animal Crossing. Like what was
Well, okay, here's my thing. I played the GameCube one for like 2 seconds. I was like, whatever, I don't get this. Like, I guess it's for people who play with Barbies. I don't know.
That was kind of my thing.
I tried again with, I think the Wii one was City Folk, right?
Yeah, I didn't play too much.
I put a couple hours in City Folk, and like I really tried with City Folk and bounced off of it hard. I was like, I don't get the point of this. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? Like, what is the point of this game? Then the thing that allowed me to be confident that I would like New Horizons was I played Stardew Valley, and I was like, oh, this game's amazing. And like, what? Stardew Valley was influenced by Animal Crossing? Oh, okay, maybe I will like Animal Crossing. And that was what, gave me the confidence to buy New Horizons.
Yeah.
No, I like it. It's very good. It's more it's very similar to Stardew Valley in a lot of ways, but it's more I'd say focused on like decorating and like interacting with villagers kind of. And it's weird because Nintendo has seemingly implemented a lot of ways to like interact socially with other people. Like there's the whole message board thing. There's the whole app on your phone where you can, chat with your friends. You get achievements and Nook miles for going to your friends' islands and having them visit. But yet at the same time, that process is so tedious. And I'm really hoping, have you guys seen, I think this was posted just today. There was a data mine of an upcoming Animal Crossing patch, and it looks like the game's getting, hopefully soon, a pretty big update, and I'm hoping some of these issues will be addressed in this upcoming patch.
I'd imagine they have to.
That sounds cool.
I mean, like the thing I've been noticing with Nintendo is they are taking a lot of audience input as of recently.
Yeah.
So they've been pretty good about that.
Yeah.
No, holy crap! In the first week for Animal Crossing, this is unprecedented for Nintendo. Day one of Animal Crossing, there was a huge bug that was allowing for item duplication.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, bug patched out. Then people were, what was the next one? There was another bug there's a bug where if you invited amiibo villagers to your tent, they could get like in a glitched state where you would have like a house on your island. It was like you invited an amiibo person and then you told them to leave. They would get in a glitch state where you would have like a permanent empty house on your island. People started complaining about that. Next day, patched out. Like people started complaining about the Easter event. Like a few days after people started complaining, the egg rate drops were like reduced. Like Nintendo has been like on their game about patching this game.
Yeah. That's impressive.
Which is only notable. Oh, it's only notable because that is very un-Nintendo. Like Nintendo is usually like, you'll get a patch for this game in a year, maybe.
Well, it was released at the perfect time because then coronavirus hit and they have nothing to do. So all this sitting at home. What should we do? Maybe we should patch Animal Crossing today.
Yeah. And they're like, well, shit, everyone's playing this game. We got to fucking stay on top of it.
I think maybe they know they have a big... they must know the sales figures for this game. And if they must know, like, oh, God, this game's doing really well. Let's support it.
Yeah. I mean,
people.
James, I sent you like a link of some TikTok video of, the joke was that this young kid's, he's like a teenager, and then like his parents are playing Animal Crossing, and they're like, they're like in their 60s or something. Like everyone's playing this game.
Yeah, it is a good quarantine game. It's very.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You can just kind of just turn your brain off and just just relax.
Well, and it reaches, I think, a lot of different kind of people. You got your people who want to kind of min-max the production of certain things or earning as much money, and you've got people who are just wanting to decorate their house, and you got people who want to find interesting like things like recipes or whatever. So there's a little bit something for everybody.
It's funny because my wife was kind of not receptive to it. She was like, "Oh, I don't know if I'd like that game," because she's seen people stream it. She's watched me play it. She's like, "I don't know if I'd like that." So she played my game.
I know your wife. That is the most Ashley game ever.
Yeah, I was like,
surprised
I'm surprised you would not like this game.
Yeah.
So she played on my account for a little bit. I said, make your own account. So she made her own account. The first day 1, she played for almost 12 hours straight.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Dude, that happens with this game though, man.
And it's been that ever since.
You put on this game and you're like, I'll play a little bit of Animal Crossing, and like 13 hours later, you're like, oh, I should probably go to bed. I got work in the morning.
Eat. Jesus.
Yeah.
Instead of eating the game though.
Well, it's probably because of all those things, all those tedious cutscenes and dialogues extending your playtime.
Yeah.
It is very much the Stardew Valley thing of like one more day in Stardew Valley. This is like let me accomplish one more task.
I will say this though, and this is not necessarily a negative, but the one difference between Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing to me is that you can't just go to sleep and go to the next day. Like the day-night cycle in Animal Crossing, because this is always, as far as I remember, been the case. To some extent, the day, night, and weather and stuff is locked into real life, like day, night cycles, some semblance of that.
Only you can do that. Do we want to talk about the ethics and morality of time traveling?
Yeah, and that's always been sort of a part of Animal Crossing too. Is you can.
Yes, you can set your Switch clock to like any time, any calendar date, and fast forward ahead, which Animal Crossing fans have dubbed time traveling. Yeah. I have not done any time traveling. I am playing the game as God and Miyamoto intended, where I'm sticking to that day-night, the real-time events and everything. Have you guys time traveled at all?
No.
I don't like messing with the laws of time. I don't want to get time police showing up at my door. But it is a very interesting aspect of the game because there are, we're not kids home from school or whatever. Like we have day jobs, and during the day I am having to get work done or whatever. And so like there are times where like several days in a row, every time I'm on Animal Crossing, it's at night. But
yeah. And you miss because there's a lot of like, oh, you can only catch this fish during the day or whatever, and you're like, oh, damn it.
Yeah. I got real friendly with the ghost dude, So
yeah.
Me and you, buddy,
That's funny because I usually only play during the day, so I like never see the ghost guy.
Oh yeah, I've helped him out like a number of times.
Yeah, I've helped him out like 5 or 6 times already.
Nice.
So
yeah, overall we like Animal Crossing. There are a lot of annoying things about it though.
That sounds in a nutshell.
Yeah. But the game looks good.
Oh yeah.
It looks very smooth, very polished.
Music is very catchy.
Yeah, there's a lot of different music in the game. Usually you only get like a couple tracks, but like this one's like every hour it changes it up.
Yep.
Like you hear music.
All the tracks
thing go off and
all the tracks are very, it's got a nice sort of a chill kind of ambient vibes, and then you got a couple of like seasonal sounds and wind and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing, man.
Yeah, it is very relaxing.
In a time where not a lot of people are spending time outdoors, you can kind of feel like you're spending time outdoors.
It's good escapism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So who are your islanders?
Oh, oh boy, let me see if I can name them all.
James share one.
Oh, who do we share?
Didn't you have Antonio as well?
Oh yeah, Antonio.
Remember you said you were looking for him. Yeah.
Antonio, so the one little bit of like quote unquote cheating that I've done in Animal, I guess it's not cheating. My wife has a programmable NFC chip, so she can basically program it to be any amiibo she wants. So what I did, I think I talked about this last week, is I've been watching one of the popular streamers, Vinesauce Vinny, stream Animal Crossing. His favorite villager is Scoot the duck.
Mm-hmm.
So I used my wife's NFC chip to impersonate the Scoot amiibo and scanned Scoot in. So I have Scoot on my island. So I've got Scoot, Antonio, Maddie the dog, who is a pop star. I've got Stu the bull. I've got Spike the rhino, Ellie the elephant. God, who else? Oh, Rattle the frog. He's amazing. He's a doctor. Who am I missing? Leo. I've got Lionel the lion.
There's Lionel, but not Lionel. Yeah.
Lionel the lion. And I'm missing two. I can't think. I'm sorry, the two villagers that I can't remember right now. Anyway, I got most of them.
All right. I on my first go, I got Cherry, which I was happy about that. I really wanted Cherry.
Yep.
I got Rex. He's just like he's like the pothead lion guy.
Okay.
He's like always hungry. I have Tia. She's the teacup elephant.
Okay.
And fucking Bubbles. I hate Bubbles. I want to get rid of her.
Have you had anyone leave your island yet?
No, I've been beating her with my net.
I don't know if that works. I don't know if that works or not, because when I started, I had Deirdre the deer, and then like one day she just came up and she's like, "Hey, peace, I'm out. Like I'm not doing this anymore." I'm like, "Okay, goodbye."
Yeah, apparently you just have to ignore them. You have to annoy them. Like apparently if you just hit them with your net.
Oh, okay.
Ashley's trying. Today she just went and took all her furniture from outside the house. She's like, "This is mine now." So we're just trying to we're just trying to piss her off so much just to where she'll leave, and she doesn't want to leave. And we complained about her, and I don't know. It's like I don't know what you have to do to get this bitch to get off my island.
Because I had this like sweet koala, I think Anthony or something like that. There was a koala who visited my campsite. He was like a movie star, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's awesome." And I was like, "Oh, you want to live on the island?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know." And I was like, "Well, wait a minute. What happens now? Because I'm at max capacity. Because I think 10 is the max capacity." So I was like, "What happens if I invite this guy? Do I have to kick somebody else off the island?" I don't know how that works yet.
And that's like it picks the weakest one. It says like, all right, well, which one are you abusing the most?
Who are you abusing the most?
And my last one was Lyman.
Oh.
He's also a koala.
There's a lot of villagers, like potential villagers, I guess.
I think it's in the hundreds, I think.
Yeah.
I think my two like kind of default ones were Diva the frog, hairstylist, and Antonio.
Yeah.
She also had James, and then later on I added Sky, who's like a wolf, and Bianca, who's like a tiger. It's like a white tiger chick.
Okay.
And then I forgot who the third person was. He's like a squirrel. He's a blue squirrel. Filbert. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Kurlos the ram. He got in a fight with Scoot today, so he's on my bad side now. You can't piss off Scoot.
Yeah, Scoot will kick your ass, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a tiger named Leonardo, which I definitely want.
Yeah, that's the one thing I regret was not picking out particular islanders. I didn't realize that once you laid the houses down that it would just populate the islanders.
Yeah, I
like
didn't know
automatically.
That either. Yeah.
So it kind of.
Yeah, it just started like this person was just like, "Hey, I live here now." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yep, they call them up, man. The island's very, very popular. One of my favorite parts of this game, by the way, that I don't recall being at least in the GameCube version, is like the whole museum thing and the catching.
Yeah, the museum is crazy.
Yeah, it's like kind of rewarding the the 100% completionists and everyone, and
Yeah.
but it shows it off in a really cool way. Like if you have all the fossils for like a specific dinosaur or whatever, you collect them all.
The museum looks awesome.
It looks really cool.
It's like a real museum.
I do like the fact that like the game kind of starts everyone out with tents, and then as like the museum is just kind of like just a shady tent or whatever until you get a certain amount of things, and suddenly becomes this, after it's under construction for a day, it comes back and it's this giant thing. Same with the visitor center or whatever. It's cool. I like that whole aspect of the island like slowly growing.
Yeah, it's turning into prime real estate. That's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're helping Tom Nook. Like, it's free real estate. That's pretty much what's going on.
Yep.
For him, at least.
All right. Anything else on Animal Crossing?
It's good.
A good game.
It is good. It is good. It's very relaxing.
Especially in this time where we're all kind of stuck at our houses. This is a good time.
If you're home and you have a Switch and you don't have Animal Crossing, you're doing coronavirus wrong.
Yeah, that's just it.
All right.
This is the cure.
This podcast is brought to you by our patrons. If you want to support this podcast, you can. Fuck, I don't like having video call, and now people.
What? How'd the video call ruin that?
Don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna know why that was funny. If you want to support this podcast, you can be a patron. Look at patreon.com. Look at it and look for Good Games Cast at patreon.com. I don't know. That's not a real URL. Just search Good Games Cast on Patreon. I don't know why I'm bad at this. I've done this enough times. You think I'd be good at it. And our email address is goodgamescast@gmail.com. Send us nudes. Don't do that. Send us emails. Send us fan mail. And sure. Send us your fan mail and we'll read it. All right.
And done.
Our top 5 for this episode is our top 5 casual games.
Yes.
Nice, relaxing, casual, time-wasting game like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
All right, how do we want to do this? Is this going to be a group project?
I think so. I mean, I feel like we probably all have a full list, right?
Yeah.
Let's just trim it down a little.
Right. So, Stardew Valley, right?
Oh, that's
that's definitely on the end.
Definitely Stardew Valley.
Can we all just agree top 2 are Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing?
Sure. Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yep.
That was literally my top 2, so.
Yeah, me too. I would like to put out a contender for the number 3 slot, Plants vs. Zombies.
Okay.
All right. Number 3 slot. All right. Who of mine would fit in number 3? Okay, I'm going to put a good one. I'm going to put an old school one. I'm going to put one that we've all played, and I think that we all like. It's the father of casual gaming.
Oh.
Minesweeper.
Yes. I was hoping I wouldn't be the only one.
You put it too?
I have Minesweeper. Not only do I have Minesweeper, but I have another classic, like Windows 98 era
Solitaire.
Reinstall. Yeah, Spider Solitaire though. You
gotta
go.
Oh well, yeah, Spider Solitaire, sure.
Spider Solitaire and Minesweeper are my other 2. I've lost a lot of hours to Minesweeper.
Yeah.
And Spider.
I'd say over the Solitaire, I think Minesweeper has been more my thing, but I think like on a national like popularity, Solitaire's got to be pretty high up there. I mean,
yeah.
That's a tough call, but definitely one of those 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like I want to go Solitaire for number 3. That's
okay. Okay. So Minesweeper number 4 then.
Man, if you're gonna put one Windows 98 thing, I guess you might as well put a second one.
There are so many people who have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know if our audience skews young. I don't even know if we have an audience. I don't know.
I don't think we have enough to gauge our demographic.
But we might have an audience one day. And
Right,
will
right.
they know what
Well, they
Minecraft?
know what Windows
Oh.
98 is.
They're gonna have virtual reality Minesweeper.
Our
that'd be
listeners
great.
might think that Windows 98 is like several versions ahead of the current Windows.
Oh, the
For all we
future.
know.
Like we're on
Yeah.
Windows 10. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, did they have Windows 98? Like, what?
Wow, they already have Windows 80 versions ahead. That's crazy.
How did they do that? No, the other game I had on my list is like very personal, and I don't think a lot of people would like think of this as like a casual game, but I play it as a casual game. You guys remember N++ or the original
Yeah.
N, the way
Yeah.
it went? Yeah, like this game was like really popular when I was like in high school. So this
Like
is
a
like
Flash game back then, right?
yes, it was a Flash
Yeah.
game, and here I'll go dating myself again. So I was in high school, so I think that game came out in like the mid or early 2000s. As a Flash game, but it's been made and remade several times. The version that is like on consoles and PC right now is N++, which I think is several remakes of the original N in. But the mechanics are functionally exactly the same as they were in the Flash game, and like I've just never stopped playing this game. So I've gotten like really good at it over time, and it's because I've gotten so good at it, it like I can just turn my brain off and just kind of play this game, and like the like levels for me are just like autopilot. Like I don't even think about it gives me the same feeling as playing Animal Crossing, where you're kind of like in a
Really?
zen state and you just kind of relax and just
I think you're right. I think that might be a uniquely you thing, just from how much you've followed that
I
series.
don't, because I think a lot of people would play N++ and get really frustrated
I
because
get kind of stressed
yeah.
out playing that game.
yeah. But it's only because like the mechanics are so baked into like my muscle memory that I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, I will say that if it is a game that you're that familiar with, there is like, it's like user uploaded levels and stuff, right? So you can just kind of
That game has infinite replayability. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very personal one. I don't think that needs to go on our top 5.
We'll call it an honorable mention.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I also had a person. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Liam.
All right.
No,
Well, we probably all have a personal one. So my personal one, I played shortly before buying my house last year. I don't remember if I mentioned it to you guys, but it's a game that sounds a lot like a job. It's because kind of it is. You buy an old house in the game, and then you can clean cobwebs,
not
pick
this
up
shit again.
Glass bottles.
I think you mentioned this on a previous.
Tear down
old
wallpaper and paint wallpaper, like new walls, and like build, like put furniture in, and like put in toilets and put in like AC. Like it's a lot of work, but it's casual. And then it's called House Flipper, and you flip the house, get the money. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like a day job, but it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my personal ones was a couple years back. For I believe it was I think it was 3DS, or is it just the DS?
I don't know.
It was just the DS. Yes, it was just the DS. Brain Age.
Oh yeah, Brain Age.
I think I played that.
Yeah, Brain Age is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good one where you turn your brain off, but you're also turning your brain on.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
In the most erotic way.
Yeah.
With math.
Yeah. No, it was like game that would just test your brain. You didn't have to be like good at it. It was just like it was supposed to be like a little stimulation game. You try to do the things, and they had like little puzzles you can play in it too. I think it had Sudoku. Yep. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I used to play all those all the time, and I got really good at it. So that was a really good turn off the brain game.
I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that game sold like insanely well. Like that was like a super top seller. Yeah. It's like up there with like crazy game. Like you look at like top selling games, and it's like I think in the like I think it's at least in the top 50 of all time like best selling video games.
Damn, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like I'm pretty sure it like randomly sold like crazy.
Man, I miss my calling. That's what I want to do. I want to just randomly put out some game that I think is just going to flop.
Sells multiple millions.
Sells, yeah, that much. Okay, so those are decent picks. Honorable mentions certainly, even my personal
we
one.
still don't have a good number 5. What's a
But
good number
5? I have one I think that'll beat them all, and it's
Okay.
not one I think you guys may have immediately thought of,
Okay.
but it's probably the most popular casual game across the globe, and it's called Pokemon Go.
Oh, I was just thinking about that. Like, as soon as you started talking about it, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Is that number 5? Should that go higher than 5?
Well, I mean,
I'd put that ahead of Spider Solitaire and Minesweeper.
You think so? Okay. I mean, that's fair. I guess probably deserving of the number 3 slot, I would say. Just because of its sheer popularity and ultimate casual nature of the game.
Yeah, that's a good top 5. So number 1, Stardew Valley. Number 2, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, I guess. Number 3, Pokemon Go. Number 4 was Spider Solitaire. Number 5 was Minesweeper, right? I think that's right.
Sounds like a solid top 5 to me.
Our top 5 casual games. All
top 5 casual games and our guidelines for how to survive the quarantine.
How to waste a lot of time waiting for this quarantine.
Computers still have Solitaire. They still have Minesweeper.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, let me search right now. Hold on. I actually don't think I've ever searched that on this computer.
Do I have Minesweeper installed? I'm going to play some Minesweeper during this podcast.
I typed in mine. I got Minecraft.
Oh, no.
No, it's not
like I'm not sure. I think you can. I don't think it's
pre-installed. You can download it.
Anymore, but yeah.
Now it's just like a website now. Like it's
you can find an online version.
Yeah.
Do that 100 by 100.
Should make our own new version of Minesweeper with like.
Dude, VR Minesweeper.
Ooh, there you go.
There are actually. I don't know why I know this, but there is a subgenre of Minesweeper games like spin-offs on Minesweeper. There's like roguelike Minesweeper, there's RPG Minesweeper. So like you have a character and like you have to navigate the dungeon, but the dungeon is a Minesweeper tile thing, and there's a whole like it's crazy. I can't remember the name of that game. There is 3D Minesweeper where you have like a cube and you have to clear the blocks on a 3D plane. I've seen a lot of like Minesweeper spin-offs.
I think I have seen some of those 3D spin-offs like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What are we endorsing?
Oh man, do I have an endorsement?
Okay. Endorse away.
Aside from how much time I've put in Animal Crossing in the last couple of weeks, which is an impressive amount. I mean, in the 20 plus hour range probably. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII Remake was released, so that's been taking some time as well. And then just my normal sort of, online gaming that I like to do on the PC. All that being said, I've still put more hours into what I'm about to endorse than any of those things.
Okay.
If you're a fan of Riot Games, the people behind League of Legends.
Oh, have you been playing it?
They have a game that's currently in beta called Valorant.
Do. Yes, they do.
And it is the first big release for them since creating League of Legends, I think over 10 years ago. So a lot of people are hyped up about the fact that there's a new game Riot Games is coming out with. It is an FPS shooter closely resembling Counter-Strike, which is a super classic shooter, which I've spent many years playing. It is kind of hardcore. It's, quick time to kill. Headshots, single bullet will kill you kind of thing. But it's kind of mashed with the sort of traditional thing they're known for, which is the MOBA arena, which, one day we'll review League of Legends and we'll talk about MOBAs. But each character has their own sort of skill set, to go along with the guns shooting and stuff. It is terribly, terribly addicting and a great way to spend time if you're able to get the beta. And it's going to be released sometime this summer officially. With like ranked play and all that stuff. So
nice. So Valorant's been pretty good.
Valorant, man, I'm gonna endorse it. It's a fantastic game. Takes a little getting used to if you're not familiar with like kind of old school Counter-Strike or like TF2, Team Fortress classic games or whatever. Also, it's like a slight hint of an endorsement, but with a more certain endorsement later. Me and a couple guys are making a website for Valorant where you'll be able to track player stats, read details about the characters, like for like stats and stuff. Maybe watch links to like popular streams that are people who are playing the game, etc. So
That's nice.
That's going to be called Agent of Valor. And
do you know what the website is yet?
Agent of
URL.
Valor. Agentofvalor.com.
.com? Okay.
It is still under construction, but will be available along with the game maybe in the summer.
Nice.
All right.
Very good. I'm just gonna endorse a handful of things again. I think I endorsed like 4 things last week. I'm gonna endorse a handful of things again. So during this lockdown, I've been watching a lot more YouTube. I've been watching a lot more Twitch. I spoke a second ago about watching Vinesauce on Twitch. He's a big streamer. Another really big streamer who's been really great to watch recently is Maximilian Dude. He has been streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake recently. He's like one of the biggest streamers who has been streaming that game and championing that game. He's been really fun to watch play Final Fantasy VII Remake. His content, though, is normally all FGC, all fighting game stuff. So he normally just plays fighting games, but he's been taking a break to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got to meet him at EVO last year. He's a really cool dude. I'm also going to endorse on YouTube another really good fighting game channel on YouTube is Core A Gaming. They're a smaller channel, but they do really excellent video essays about fighting game topics. And I was actually watching one of those video essays where they talked about basically the topic was muscle memory. But they talked about he does video analysis and then does I am guessing this guy has a background in psychology or some sort of science because he uses a lot of science to back up his talking points. So basically he talks about how the brain divides tasks into 2 different categories, which he calls System 1 and System 2. System 1 is stuff that you've done so often that you don't even have to think about it anymore, like tying your shoes or,
wave dashing.
Or wave dashing, exactly.
Right.
But if you're playing Super Smash Bros. Melee for the first time and you're learning how to wave dash or learning how to tie your shoes, those are initially very complicated tasks, which the brain puts in a category that he calls System 2, which is like very you have to focus, you have to think really hard about it. So anyway, he was talking about how System 1 and System 2 brain work in fighting games. And then at watching that video, I was like, oh, like System, like N++ is normally System 2 for most people, but it's System 1 for me because I've played like
played it so much.
An obscene amount of hours of that game, which like allows me to play that game. It gives me the same feeling that Animal Crossing does, where I can just like relax and like be like almost in a trance state where you're just very like just kind of thinking about stuff, just relaxed, like but anyway, Core A Gaming, I'm endorsing them. I feel like I had another channel or video I was going to endorse, but I don't remember. Anyway,
real quick, that's an interesting topic real quick, because I wonder, I'd love to pick that guy's brain, but I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think there is such a thing as being addicted to the transition of memory from what'd you call it, from 2 to 1?
Yeah, absolutely. There's people who just love learning fighting games, and I am that person.
Well, I mean, but just in general, just like it in general.
People who just love learning things in general. Oh, absolutely, yes.
Because I think I'm that.
Yes, you like learning things.
I'm 100% that. I
can go with that.
I remember distinctly learning, because it was later on that I didn't do like Smash Melee stuff till college with you, where I really got into it. And like I remember distinctly, like, oh, this is how you wave dash, and like that whole process. That was the most addicting part of it, was just like knowing that you're getting better. Same with Valorant. Like the reason I put so many hours into it in the last couple weeks is like that feeling of, it's like you can like physically feel that stuff transitioning from very difficult and something you have to think about to
muscle memory. Yeah.
Muscle memory. And that is just that's what drives me, man. Like my whole life.
Yeah. Anyway, a bunch of streamers and YouTubers is what I'm endorsing.
Gotcha.
Maximilian Dude, Vinesauce, Benny, Core A Gaming.
I'll look up
Yeah.
Core Game for sure. The
Yeah,
other ones,
yeah.
not so much. But yeah, cool.
Okay, whatever.
On the subject of turning our brains off and playing casual games, one thing I've been listening to lately, kind of you can find through YouTube, is just drone music.
Ooh.
Drone
So just like
music.
essentially it's like low kind of synthesizer chords that just
Okay.
kind of go for a long time. It's something
I like that.
great to work to
Yeah.
because it like feels like you're pushing out all like outside noise.
I sleep to that stuff, actually.
Yeah, it's very good. It's like if you like kind of like that ambient like noise, like James, I know you like the Starship like background noise.
Oh my
It's
God.
almost,
Yes.
it's almost
That's
like
nice.
that,
Yeah.
but it just with a little bit of musicality put into it. Sometimes it's just one chord, and you just hear that chord for a long
Yep.
time. Still,
Yep. They'll just sit on
It-
it. Yeah.
yeah, and I find that like very relaxing and focusing to listen to lately. That's been pretty much my endorsement. Other than that, hey, we're gonna shout out YouTube people. I'm also a fan of Vinesauce Vinny, and I've been getting into Chris O'Neill, Oni Plays.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I like his
Yeah.
stuff a lot.
I do like his stuff quite a bit, actually.
Yeah,
Nice.
they've been doing all this Minecraft stuff with people, and it's just, oh my god, it's been making me crack up. I love it.
Cool.
All right. Our next episode is a big one.
Oh.
Episode 50.
Ooh.
We're hopefully we'll have some cool stuff planned for episode 50. Our topic is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. So
Quite possibly the biggest topic we've ever had for our
yes,
50th
I've
episode.
got a lot of thoughts about that game, and I cannot wait to discuss it.
We will be live. We will probably have a multi-hour session. We gotta prepare. This is
all
gonna
right.
be crazy.
All right. Oh, I can talk about that game for hours. Don't worry.
We will be.
All right. I think that's it. You guys have anything else?
I think I'm good.
No.
Cool. All right.
All right.
Stay safe, stay at home, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Good.
Happy
Good.
coronavirus.
All right. So for the Good Games podcast, I'm James, and
I'm
fuck
Leo. Damn it. He brought it back. He brought it
Yeah.
back.
I'm sticking with it.
All right. I'm Leo.
I'm Justin.
Goodbye. Fuck you.
GG.
Goodbye.
GG. I don't think mine's set up right still because I have it set to grid view, but like all I'm staring at is Justin. It's like a big window of Justin. But I've seen like on Twitch and stuff where people are playing like D&D. Maybe it's when they're sharing a screen and so
Yeah,
everyone
because I
else
can
is-
share. I can share.
Yeah,
screen,
I think what it is just like since James is the only one not sharing, it's just like, well,
Yeah.
he's just audio, so
Okay, yeah.
just me and you are just having one-on-one time right now.